this, I want to tell you a little bit about our team. I'm in charge of the Alumni Association. We have about 65 chapters around the world. And I do all the contacting, communicating with our alumni chapter chairs, help them with events that are going around the world. One of the things our chapters are doing is sending off new students and welcoming home graduates and getting together to build a network with the BYU Alumni around the world. Our support team is Joni Briones and Alopa. Alopa is our student accountant. Then over here we have our Student Alumni Association team. That's Teresa, Max Chen, Deanna, and Sister Cotto. Then we have John Fryhoff is in charge. He just left, but he was doing our mentorship program. We'll tell you a little bit more about the mentorship program later today. Daniel and Caroline, our communications team, they put together the monthly alumni newsletters. They do our Facebook. A lot of our emails that go out for events through the chapters. And then we have our contract management team over here on the right with Sudaka, cell phones. Okay, this is our presentation last year. So we talked a lot about, our presentation last year was on dialogue maps. We're going to talk about that some more today. We're going to practice that some more today. So basically we took, last year everybody practiced dialogue maps. We're going to do a little bit of that today, but we're kind of going level 2 on this now. And we're showing you how we've utilized dialogue maps in the past year and how our employees have solved some problems in our department. Okay, so you all have, everyone's collecting a lot of paperwork now in front of them. This is one of the papers. Pull this out real quick and think back to the last presentation and make sure you rate what you got out of it. It says at the top, please rate yourself according to the degree in which you accomplish the following learning outcomes. As part of measuring what we're doing, we want you to measure how well you're learning. It's not only about the teaching, but what you're actually learning. So rate yourself accurately, and we're going to collect these at the end of the day. Go ahead and rate the last presentation yourself, what you got out of it, how much fun did you have. I got a 4 for that one on the last presentation. So, and then this one, we're looking at these two things for our alumni services presentation today is identifying the correct order of components of a dialogue map, and then number 2, understanding how a dialogue map can be used as a tool to analyze and solve department problems. So what is a dialogue map? Some of you are wondering why I spelled dialogue differently. Dialogue has been changed. I actually looked it up, and it's about 50-50 on the spelling now. If you come from British or New Zealand or wherever, they're still spelling it dialogue. It's about 50-50 now on the spelling. But so what is a dialogue map? This is kind of the founder of dialogue mapping, Jeffrey Conklin. He wrote this book about it. It's a process for documenting discussion notes as you're having a discussion, and it's a quick way to record notes on the discussion that's taking place. It involves a display, so like a board like this, and you write it down, the notation, and the mapping is kind of the arrows going from the different ones that are being made. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. This is what it looks like if you use software to do it. There's you can download this free software, and sometimes these discussions can get really big, so it doesn't always fit on one of these, and you can use the software to format your dialogue. So I want you to pay attention to this part. This is the part that that we want you to learn and be able to mark up for that you understand the correct order of the components of a dialogue map. And in a second, I'm going to invite somebody up here to win a free alumni t-shirt if they can get these right. So we've got these kind of icons here. Take a minute, try to memorize this. I'm going to go through an example. But here's some of the icons. I want to volunteer to come up, be able to put these in order in just a minute. Okay, so this is how you use the icons. So you've got a question. First, you got a problem, right? And this is just hypothetical. How do we increase the devotional attendance? So you format the problem kind of into a question, and then you come up with ideas, the light bulbs. So maybe you give extra credit to students is one idea. The pluses and minuses for pros and cons of that is, maybe we'd improve the grades of students if they all got extra credit for going to the devotional, but the negative is maybe grades would start getting inflated. Maybe that's the wrong reason to go to a devotional, to get extra credit. Maybe another idea is increasing maybe speakers from the target area. And the pluses on the pros on that is that maybe students would be interested in seeing more devotional speakers from their home countries. It also helps contribute to the mission, but it may be more expensive, to bring in devotional speakers from other countries. But so in this example, the pros here outweigh the cons, and that's the decision is made with that handshake symbol that to increase the number of speakers from the target area. So this is just hypothetical, but this is kind of showing you how the process works, going from a question to ideas, the pros and cons, and then you make a decision. So does everyone got that? Okay, so who wants to come up and put the icons in order for a free t-shirt? Come on up.
I'm running out of t-shirts. And this is your light bulb idea. This will be the center. That's X is a con. This is a cross. It's a cross. Well, I changed it automatically. It's a proton. That's a con. That's a negative. See, I was thinking like a power switch, like on your computer. That's on and that's off. Right? That's a decision, and this is your question.
All right. So if you all got that, thank you, Rob. Thank you, John. Okay, so what's the correct answer here? And if you can get this right, then you can mark a 4 on your sheet. All right. Good job, everybody. Go ahead and fill that out on your sheet. While it's still fresh in your memory, you got the answer. Okay, so right now we're going to take less than 10 minutes, but I think the point we want to make is just as students don't learn best from professors that only lecture, our student workers don't learn best from their managers or supervisors that do all the work for them. What we want to be is mentors to our students. We want them involved in the learning. We want to be facilitators to the students, have them learn. So the question here, the problem is, how do we involve students more in improving our department operations? How do we get their input? How do we get them vested in the work? And thinking about the problems that go on a day-to-day basis. And so we're going to pass out tablets, and we want tables to get together, two or three tables, and do a quick dialogue map. Take 5 or 6 minutes and talk about this problem here. Our employees are going to help you kind of go through this. But here's the question right here. How do we involve students more in improving the operation? So that's the question. So you've got to pick a facilitator, somebody that's going to write down the icons. Last question. Yeah.
a meet time.
But if you really want to. It's not very
Oh, you want to do it by yourself?
Yeah, they're. I didn't need,
No, that's
oh, yeah, you should. First of all,
What's the other light bulb? Sorry.
find out what their skills are.
One of the negatives of this is follow up and give you a little, depending on what you do with that team, they may not know what they're doing. They may not know what they're
So what we do is first lesson is the negatives, yeah, so yeah, as you go through each one, you can just individually
That must be energy conservation. One of the new ones.
It's a tough one, yeah.
Yeah. No. Desperation.
One way is to ask the staff meeting, ask individuals or groups together, forming teams. Let's do that.
But I think that has to go along with that is England. A lot of students, all the meetings and the training is or even the students are not, but you're here to that. But you're here to that. They don't do it. Because in our area, we're not here.
I know,
Looks like everyone's good job, everyone's got the questions out and they're writing ideas. Great job. We'll take about 2 more minutes.
All the good stuff, and then it goes out of reality. Yeah, so does mine.
Including our student teams and meetings.
Another positive here.
Yes. All right. What's
No, I was thinking something else.
David?
What?
You said there was a positive.
No, I was thinking of this.
Then we could
We
win
both
over.
did.
yeah, the positives and the negatives.
The other
Okay, one more minute. Thank you, everyone's doing great. Okay, let's wrap it up. Do we have one group that can kind of share what they were thinking? Okay, okay, yeah, stand up and just share. We are going to go through everyone and have everyone share. We don't quite have enough time, but
Okay, so the question was, how do we involve students more in improving department operations? Okay, I'm trying to read it right. So what we did, that was our question. Our answer was a focus group, getting people of different nationalities, genders, different majors, getting a wide perspective on that. Also, what we suggested too, the negative and positive with that is well-rounded suggestions, more opinions, no time because a lot of students work, go to school, time is of the essence for them. The other thing that we added to that is after the focus group, what we wanted to do is give them an assignment or a task, and then have them come back as a second follow-up focus group to see how it went, which helps students to think and lead. And then the negative is not everyone might not do it. And so if we wanted to get statistics out of it, we gave it to like 10 people and only 5 came back, then it doesn't really help us if not everyone participated in it. And then basically by doing both, it helps us to reach a solution. But it kind of follows the example of you form a strategic plan, you implement it, you follow up, and then you re-implement it, and you get your end state goals. So that's where we went with that.
great job, everyone. Well, we noticed a big improvement over last year. It seems like a lot of people, those second timers here, have got, understand this concept, and our employees as well understand the concept better. They're going to share with you a few of the problems. Each of them are going to share a problem they had and how they worked themselves through it. We want you to see yourselves in their situation, kind of think about what you would choose to implement out of the different ideas they came up with. And also, we want to just show you that this is a part of one of the tools we're learning is analysis here with our employees, how to analyze, and this is a tool for analysis. And this is straight out of our assessment plan for the year. Is that one of the learning that our student employees are doing is presenting here in the Summer Institute, and then we're actually also created a little rubric here that we evaluate each other on their skill of learning how to dialogue map. So we're actually rating each other on how they do. And then we record those results, and we can actually show that our employees have learned something. Okay.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Namaste.
Namaste.
My name is Sudhakar Sirapur. I'm from India. I'm a student database administrator for the Alumni Relations Office. The biggest problem as I'm a database administrator, I care about data. The biggest problem that we face is because a lot of alumni or the students move from BYU Hawaii, maybe for their future career, maybe when they move out from here, they don't update their information. Maybe they got a job, they changed their job titles. We don't have the so they don't update their job titles and job roles. So we don't have the correct information with us. So it limits our ability to communicate with them or involve them. Okay, as we talked about, we have one more program we introduced in our office, is mentorship program. We contact other alumni all over the world and we help students from here to them so that they will have a better understanding about their career opportunities in their hometown. So we can build from the previous alumni or students from Hawaii, they can help the students from here. But everything to be helped, like how possible, only thing we can do is having right information or right data. Data is backbone for any success, any department or any industry. So, what we did, we have a weekly team meetings. One of the team meetings, it's my turn. I throw a question to all of my teammates, team members. How do we improve our alumni data? Because when we think, like, if I think by myself, I only can think only one way or two ways. But when I put this question to all of them, it's going to be a brainstorm and we can come up with a lot of ideas. Not only ideas, those resolve or filter what is the best idea we can improve or we can do. So they gave so many ideas to me, but we listed down 4 ideas on the best 4 ideas we can implement. But the first one is review all LIE addresses. Second one is price for all self-updating students or online. Third one is involve the campus community, like faculty, students, student chapters here. And fourth one is involve alumni chapters, same like each cultural group, as we call it, alumni chapter, and add to their information as a country of origin, so we know the students where they're from. So we have this kind of information. I would like to explain one. We already have great detail. Claude already explained how it works, but review all LIE addresses. The pros is immediate improvement to data, because all students start from here. When they come here, they have a postal address or mailing address is BYU Hawaii address. But are they updating when they leave? So if you start working on all LIE addresses, we can have improved data and we can reduce and also save mailing costs. There are so many mails go out from BYU Hawaii. Okay, we get so many bounce back email letters. So it's a lot of cost. But if you cut down all these LIE addresses starting from here, so we can reduce the cost. Like we can reduce the cost. But difficult to confirm who's moving out and moving in. Maybe you have to have a more communication with housing department so that we know who's moving out, moving in. And also, so that's the one thing. So what I would like to throw up a question. Like, just look at it, these ideas. What would you think is the best idea to implement all these four ideas? Any guesses? Okay, we'll see what the result is. Oh, but other 2 ideas are good, but we gave priority, which is the most plausible. So we chose those 2. Why we chose those 2? I've kind of explained the first one because we can filter all the LIE addresses, we can have accurate information. The second one, we did it with accounting department. We did 2 campaigns with them. It's like send out an email to all the accounting grads to update the information online. Okay, and whoever updates the information, we can see who updated it. They can enter into the contest where we give over 10 t-shirts and also an iPad. and there are so many students updated their information. So all alumni, there are so many alumni updated their information. And is there any department about the students have the accurate information? That is accounting department. In future, we wanted to do with other departments to implement data, like their information, because kind of mentoring them from their home countries will help them go back to their own country and stay there. And one thing I feel is because all the students they don't have a communication with the other students. I don't have communication with my students. When I look for my students from home country, I can't find them because even if I find them, they don't have right data. And same thing with other students. But I found some students, but they have lie addresses. I can't reach out to them. But if you have right information, they can communicate with the other students and they can have network build. Maybe better placement opportunities in near future. So, thank you so much.
Hey everybody, aloha.
Aloha.
My name is Max Chen. I'm from Taiwan, a beautiful island. And now it's my turn to talk about student chapters. And I'm over mainly Asia student chapters. And all those of you know that Asian people are more shy compared to the American students. So here are some problems that we are facing. Right here. Okay, problem one. It is difficult to find presidents for certain chapters, meaning nobody applies to be presidents. And the question to ask after problem number one is, do the students recognize the value of being in the leadership position? So the problem number two is, some students don't see the enough value for leadership position. So here we see, that's the process that we're doing this discussion about all of that. So we came out with 4 solutions. First, more recognition can improve this problem. Meaning, we recognize the presidents, post their names and pictures on the bulletin, or recognize them in a meeting like this, or president training meeting or food fest. Recognize them more because they are doing great service, great things. Who doesn't want to be recognized if you are doing great things? Second solution, share professional success stories for former presidents. And that's good because they will be encouraged that, oh, this person got a job, got a good position because he or she has been a president while she's a student. And that's very motivating solution. And the third one is internship guarantee. And the positive thing for internship guarantee is students will spread the word, tell everybody, hey, if you be a president of this chapter, you can get a free internship or something like that. But the negative thing is it's hard to facilitate internship, and it's hard to promise 100% that you'll get internship. And the last solution we came up with is increased leadership award. Basically, is we are paying them, we're giving them money to do this, and that's money-wise is very costly, and also it might be a wrong reason to motivate them. So let's see what decisions we have. Take a look, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, and pick up one that you think might be the best solution. A, B, C, okay, let's see the answer. D. Whoa. Those who choose A or B or C, don't be sad. And those who chose D, don't be happy. Because we later found out D is not a best solution because it has many problems. The first one is very expensive. Second, too many legal issues. We don't know whether we should give this money, the stipend out as a scholarship or as a job payment. If there's a job payment, we have to pay tax. So that creates so many legal issues, and we don't like that. And the last bad things about that is it focuses too much on money. Some presidents keep emailing us and at the end of the semester say, hey, I haven't got my money yet. And we feel like that's not a good reason, because at the end of the semester, all the students and the presidents should be focused on their finals and the plan for the next semester. But instead of that, they focus more on whether or not they get money. So we decide no more leadership awards, and we want to focus on the next semester is we do more recognition, so that A, congrats, and B, share more professional success stories to the presidents. And we feel like these two ways are the right reasons, and we can encourage people to do that. And you know what? We just happen to have this Hong Kong student chapter president here with us today. Let's recognize her. You know, for her service, and that's our solution for this. Thank you.
Aloha. I'm Indiana. I'm from Mexico, and what I do is I'm a student coordinator with the Student Alumni Association, and I'm over the non-target areas, which are Thailand, Latino, Europe, Canada, and such. And so here we have another problem. Chapter leader sometimes is the alumni office recommend. You might have encountered this in your department because students we're just like very busy and we try to get things done, right? So we bring this up to discussion and we come up with some ideas. Right? How do we increase facilitate communication with chapter leaders? All right, so our first idea was to make a role play leadership training, and this seems like a pretty good idea because it's personal and they learn it as we talk to them and they get to know us and they see us as human beings, not as like just machines and people programs, right? But like people would not attend as much as because of work or so we wouldn't be able to train everybody, right? So another idea was like having internal staff training, but that would only like help us, not the students, right? And it might seem like a good example, like we might be a good example for them, but we also want them to be like us, right? To give a good service and be professional. Another idea was having online training videos, and this actually was my favorite one, but we're going to use it later. Because it's a good idea because people can stop and rewind and see it again, and we can give it them forever and ever. And we don't have to train over and over people more. They just have the video there and they can go and look at it, right? But you would be like, it would take a lot of time to do it, and we don't really have time to spend on that. Another idea was online discussion boards and machine hubs, and I also like that idea because then people can like. They're shy, they can just write it down and say be anonymous, but not everything's up to the discussion, so like either have something that they're going to agree with our office or our department, so we just come up with random things and we're like, oh, we're going to do it, we can't do it. So, what do you guys think we implemented? A, B, C, B, or E? E, online discussion boards and machine bots. Well, are you guys ready? We did nothing. And what we did is that our leadership training for the all student chapters, for instance, we show them how to be leaders. And once they learn that that's their role, they became leaders, not only to us but to the students. And they start becoming as such. The way they communicate themselves with others is now in a professional way and respecting others. And we have seen that. And we didn't have to even implement any of the other ideas we had because we already seen the changes. We have positive communication with them and we just get things done fast, easy, and respectfully. Thanks.
Teresa, and I'm the student supervisor over the Student Alumni Association. So, okay, so the problem that we're kind of facing in our office is that the alumni, as we were talking about mentorship programs and stuff, and how we're trying to get more mentors for our program, we were having trouble, you know, with alumni chapters helping students find jobs at home. And we found that, we found through observation and that a lot of them, the alumni chapters are more inclined to do the traditions that they had here, which was like having fun, socializing, doing luau's, you know, that's what they do at their chapter meetings. And so what we wanted to do, and not that they don't do professional stuff, but we wanted to have them balance between professional development, placement, and also having fun as well. And so the problem that we were discussing is that how do we build a professional environment for the student chapters here and now, so that they take that attitude to helping each other succeed when they return home, so they can do the same for the students that are currently here. And these are the answers that we came up with. Professionalize our leadership training. As you can see, there's a lot of positives in that. They get to take their position more seriously. Also trainings on professionalism. They can gain more skills like networking and communication to manage their chapter, and to manage their chapter to help the alumni chapter when they return home. Also one-on-one trainings to help them understand their responsibilities. Because sometimes when students learn in a group, it's not always they don't always get it. So it's easier to reaffirm what they're supposed to be doing one-on-one, and also to encourage the involvement in the professional mentorship program, which is...
So what was the difference between number 1 and 2, professionalizing leadership training and training on professionalism? What were you thinking that?
I'll go into that when I was talking about implement, because, yeah, I'll go into that further, but just in a few slides, sorry. Yeah, and so we want to encourage this mentorship program and try to get as many students, you know, on board with it, because that can help them understand what it's like at home, what the job market is. Okay, so which idea do you think we implemented?
E.
E? Did you say E?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. E.
Yeah.
Okay, so professionalize the leadership training. So we changed up our training, as Deanna was talking about. We changed up our training to focus more on actual leadership skills, because normally we just go over protocols and stuff, and all you get is arguments and people yelling at you that you're doing stuff wrong, and that they don't understand why this policy is this way. And so what we did is we actually used what I think student leadership shared, the why. President Uchtdorf's talk on why, that was a big part of our training. And like Deanna said, it changed a lot of their attitudes about their responsibilities. And also, we did handbooks. So we have handbooks, so we have a policy book that they can go to, and they can look up themselves rather than just going over those protocols and things. Also, trainings on professionalism. We work with career services, and we modified the career events, so they're going to be more like workshops for them, so the students get the most out of it, and they can learn the skills they need to help their chapters. And also, we're going to do more career events that focus on helping them network within themselves, like here, because a lot of us have our own networks, and also to help them learn and research themselves, like self-directed learning, like we were talking about, research for themselves what their job market is like at home, because there's nothing better like researching it yourself and seeing it for your own eyes, what's going on at home. And one-on-one trainings, we did one-on-ones. All the new presidents coming in, we work with them one-on-one, and all of them are just doing great. They understand their responsibilities, so we've seen success in that. And also we have encouraged all the presidents to advertise the mentoring program, so we've seen success in that. And so what did we learn out of doing our presentation? I hope you guys can take from it that this is a tool for you to be able to help involve students more in your department. This is only one tool, you don't have to use just this one. There's many ways, and a lot of other departments like food services got the leadership program. BYUH says, iLead, we have all these different programs going on, but I think involving your students as much as you can helps us to learn. I know personally in our department, Corbin has been such a great mentor to us. He really has done this, like learn, lead, and build through mentoring. He helped us to own our own tasks and to take our own initiative and take the lead on it. And so he just supported us along the way, and that's helped each one of us grow, as you can see, and to become greater leaders, to become better leaders. I mean, we do have improvements that we do need to make, but we are progressing. And like we don't want you to think that we only have problems, because we're analyzing problems. But this is just a way that our office uses to deal with the things that we have observed throughout our service here. And we feel that through these things and through the leadership that we've been teaching, we've helped contribute to this department. And so,